Hello, welcome back. Check it out. Today, we got an '05 Chevy Silverado, half ton, 5.3, 4L60E, four-wheel drive. Problem is, the truck smokes on startup pretty severely. And so we did valve seals. That's just the first thought that came to mind. We're not going in the ring territory. Does that make sense? We're not saying it needs rings, okay? 5.3s, everybody knows they're great engines, but they do have some problems. Before we dive in to possibly need rings, we're going to basically replace the valve covers because the PCV is integrated, at least on this one, in the valve covers. So Rock Auto, 44 bucks a piece. They are sitting right here beside me, and we're gonna go ahead and replace these valve covers, and you guys are coming along for the ride. Now, disclaimer, I don't have my tripod here with me, so it's gonna be freehand. This freehand, not the one I'm holding it with. So let's get into it. All right, so what you're gonna need for this is a 10mm and an 8mm, and you can pretty much do this whole job with those two sockets. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get these coil packs off, and they come off in pack. So 10mm here, 10 here, and so on and so forth. 10 there, 10 back there. And don't worry about unplugging these right here because it's got a main connector here that we'll just unplug. And then obviously unplug these boots from the coil packs themselves. And yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And I'll go ahead and get these bolts off, and then we'll move on. You have to just rest down there, actually. If you don't want to pull the spark plugs off, unbolt it, unplug your main connector, and just rest it down there, just as long as it's out of the way. Now, the PCV hose is actually right here. Just pop that off, get that out of the way, and then take your 8mm. There's 4 valve cover bolts. We'll just snag these off, these 8mm. Excuse me? Excuse me? Too much extension? What's wrong with you? That battery? Beer. Must have been too much extension. Oh, this battery's getting weak. Well, combination of both. Did the valve seals. And I had this valve cover off looking at the PCV. I went to go put the gasket back on, and it was too big. And just pop her off. See the new gasket that I had just installed. Okay, let's open up the new ones. Well, I spoke too soon on the valve cover gasket because it actually came with one. That's nice. PCV is a little different. Look at this. This baffle here, which from my understanding, this is the PCV inside of here. A little bit different design, but maybe it'll work a little better. Man, look at this. 44 bucks. I think the auto parts store wanted 160 a piece. Look, you even got your new hardware, new gaskets. Wow, what a deal. Let's go ahead and throw this one on. Looks exactly the same. And, yep, it's just reverse process. Whoops. All right, got a new battery in it. Look at this valve cover. I mean, I would literally consider this engine rebuilt. I mean, look at those valve covers. Valve covers. And you want to torque these down to spec. Let's see. Got a little more stuff in the way. Not too bad though. We gotta get these heater hoses out of the way. We're gonna have to transfer this little fill cap neck into the new valve cover, but it's the same process over here. You just have a little more stuff in the way, but it's very doable, very simple, cut with basic hand tools. So you already seen me take this one apart. And I'm just going to put these coil packs back up, bolt them where they need to go, plug them in, and then we'll go start on the other side. So I'll see you over there. All right, that's it for this side. Everything's back on, brake booster hose, PCV hose, coil packs, everything's plugged back in, main harness. Okay, so first thing I like to do, which everybody's going to have an opinion in what they do, but I take these heater hoses and I just put them around the dipsticks. Give us a little more room. They're not putting too much pressure on them. They're metal tubes. You don't want to snap these off though, but if you do, you're going to pull apart and get you another one. Anyway, I'm going to get this bracket over here so it's a nut on a stud for these here. Although they're all studs, but this one just has a nut on top for the heater hose bracket. Let's go ahead. Then you can get the stud out. Move this to make it easier, counterclockwise. Oh, maybe. What in the world? There it goes. When it sounds like you broke it, you're good. We're going to ignore that. That's just moisture. It's not a head gasket. Factory connectors. Might need a screwdriver. Just let that fall. Don't let it fall, but you know what I mean. Oh, we might not be able to do that trick with the dipstick tube in the way. So this will have to come out. Great, now that it's unbolted, we can fight getting these connectors off. Wires. Yeah. Oh. There, just lay that to the side. And we'll do the same thing on this. 4 bolts. Here's your PCV on this side. Pull your hose off. Interesting. Yep, 4 bolts, and this one will be off. That's good. There we are. Same principle on this side. Baffle. All right, let's go get the new one. All right. Let's throw this one on now. Again, it's just reverse of installation, reverse of deinstallation, taking it apart. Yep, those are words, and they're hard. How are we looking in here? Looks pretty good. Oh, you gotta be joking. Freaking gasket. Everybody, hang on. We're gonna have to fix this. That's one thing you gotta watch on these. I didn't mention on the other side because it actually was going pretty well, is the gasket. You wanna make sure it stays seated. This one was a wild one. The other one was tame. But anyway, we're back to valve cover on, and it's just reverse. Like the other side. Jesus, take the wheel. Why would you have a guy that never drove a car take the wheel from you? Maybe he did. We need to do more research. Anyway, yep, we're gonna get this button back up and start it up. See if we got any leaks, the valve cover leaks. Make sure all the gaskets are seated, and I'll about wrap this one up. Okay, valve cover is tightened up. Pull the little cap off this. Put your hose back on, wherever it went. Wow, where did it go? There it is. Boop. And then put our coil packs back on. Those are tight. Go ahead and put your brackets back on. Now, which way did that go on again? Were you guys watching? Pretty sure it went just like that. Our heater hoses back in. Plug our spark plug wires back in. You can't mix these up, so don't worry about labeling anything. You take them off. Literally, they're only 6 inches long. Okay. And then we'll grab our main connector for the coil packs. Plug those in. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up and see if we have excessive amount of oil. Oops. See if there's still oil in the intake. Did it smoke? Nope. No smoke. And you're going to want to look right here at the bottom of the valve cover because it's obviously it's at a V. So oil's going to pull up here if it's going to leak. If and when it's going to leak, you know. And I mean, if you're having the same problem with this one, like I did with this one, it will take a little bit of time for that oil to get out of the intake. This is last resort because, yeah, she wants to get rid of this truck pretty bad. She doesn't like it. I've had like 10 or 15 of these damn trucks and I haven't had any major problems with it, but then I convinced her to buy in one. This thing's been a lemon, but it's still running. Just got to put some parts into her to keep it going. Put parts into her to keep her going, you know what I'm saying? But that's going to do it for this video. There's a short one, but hopefully you guys learned something. And the most important thing is you need to get out there and just start doing it. You know, there's plenty of YouTube videos and there's plenty of, you know, Google searches you could do. You can pretty much fix anything. It's just your motivation and how determined you are to save yourself some money and learn a few things along the way. So that's it. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.